The Galactic Council Hall was silent, too silent. Hundreds of alien leaders sat in their glowing seats, staring at the center platform where one old alien walked forward with slow, shaking steps. His name was Arkel, an advisor known for his calm nature. But today, his face carried fear. Real fear. No one in the hall had ever seen him like this. Arkel raised his hand, and a giant holographic map of the galaxy appeared. Red markers flashed around the human territories. The room filled with whispers. Many leaders believed that humanity was weak, young, and easy to destroy. They wanted war. They wanted to scare Earth. They wanted to show their power. But Arkel's voice broke the silence. "Do not strike the humans," he said. "If you do, your empire will burn." The entire hall froze. Some laughed, some smirked, some looked confused. But a few commanders felt chills down their spine. Arkel continued, "You think humans are weak because they are young. You think they are soft because they avoid war. But you do not understand their true strength." He tapped the screen. Instantly, images of destroyed fleets appeared. Alien fleets burned to metal dust. Ships ripped apart by unknown weapons. Whole battle groups erased in seconds. "These were not accidents," Arkel whispered. "These were warnings." A thick silence spread across the hall. Even the arrogant warlords leaned forward. Arkel looked at them with tired eyes. Humans do not start wars. But when someone threatens them, they transform. Their technology changes. Their strategy changes. Their entire nature changes. He pointed at the last image, a massive human warship emerging from darkness. "This is just one of their hidden weapons. You have seen only the shadow of their power. If you provoke them, the galaxy will remember this day as the beginning of your end." And then he said the final line slowly. "Never strike the humans, because they will burn your empire to ashes." The council chamber erupted into arguments the moment Arkel finished speaking. Voices clashed, chairs slammed, and holograms flickered as commanders argued over what they had just heard. But one person stayed silent. The youngest member of the council, Commander Verex. He watched Arkel closely, studying every movement, every breath. He sensed something deeper. Arkel wasn't giving a warning. He was giving a confession. Finally, Verex stood up. "Advisory, Arkel," he said calmly. "How do you know all this?" "No records exist of these human attacks. No signals. No witnesses. Nothing." The room fell silent again. Arkel lowered his head. His voice became heavy. "Because I was there." Gasps filled the hall. He continued, "I once commanded a small recon fleet. We entered the sector near Earth to test their defenses. Only a simple scan. Just a harmless observation." He paused, his hand shaking. "But the humans detected us instantly." He tapped the hologram again. A new image appeared. A dark void swallowing the stars behind his fleet. At first, no one understood. Then the shape emerged. Slowly, silently, a huge object drifting out of the shadow. A human warship unlike anything in their records. Smooth metal, no visible weapons. Just a cold blue glow across its surface. "They didn't fire first," Arkel said. "They only sent one message." The council leaned forward. Arkel repeated it in a trembling voice. "Leave now. Final warning." The warlords laughed again, but this time their laughter sounded nervous. Verex frowned. "And what happened when you ignored the warning?" Arkel's eyes turned hollow. "Our sensors shut down. Our shields collapsed. The void ship moved once, just once, and my fleet disappeared. No explosion, no debris, just gone." Now no one spoke. Not a single commander breathed. Arkel looked around the chamber and whispered, "Humans don't show strength. They hide it until you force them to reveal it." Word of Arkel's warning traveled faster than any ship. Before the council meeting even ended, reports had already begun spreading across the galaxy. Soldiers whispered in training halls. Scientists exchanged worried glances. Even smugglers lowered their voices when speaking of the humans. Fear moved quietly, but it moved everywhere. In the outer ring, mining crews claimed they saw a ghost ship, silent, dark, watching them from a distance before disappearing. In the core systems, traders spoke of strange signals intercepting their communications, signals traced back to human space. And in the military barracks of several empires, soldiers had started refusing assignments near Earth. Still, many leaders dismissed it. Humans are small, they argued. Humans are isolated. Humans are only one species. But evidence kept rising. Commander Varric sat alone in his chamber, reviewing confidential reports. Each file was more disturbing than the last. Unknown energy readings near the Sol system, disappearing patrols, mysterious artifacts found floating in dead space, damaged alien ships with melted hulls and no survivors. None of them were officially connected to humans. But Varric was beginning to see a pattern. He opened the final report, one marked classified, eyes only. It described a destroyed war station in neutral space. Only one thing was found inside, a single human drone still floating in standby mode. Its design was unlike anything seen before, smooth, silent, unreadable. When engineers tried to scan it, the drone activated. It said one sentence: "Stand down." Nothing more. The drone then shut off completely. As if waiting for orders, Varric leaned back in his chair. "This isn't normal power," he murmured. "This is control power. Hidden power." Outside his chamber, alarms suddenly echoed through the council tower. A messenger ran in, pale and sweating. "Commander, we received a distress call. Another fleet has vanished near human space." Varric stood up slowly. The fear had now become real. The council could no longer ignore the fear spreading across the galaxy. Rumors were becoming reports. Reports were becoming warnings. And warnings were becoming losses, real, measurable, undeniable losses. Yet some leaders still refused to believe that humans were the cause. One of them was Supreme Marshal Droken of the Krail Dominion, a tall, armored giant with a reputation for brutality. Droken slammed his fist on the council table. "Enough of these ghost stories," he roared. "Humans cannot erase fleets. They cannot disable stations. They are weak. I will prove it." A.R. Kell shook his head slowly. "Marshal, your arrogance will cost you." Droken ignored him completely. Within hours, the Dominion mobilized a test fleet, not a full force, but powerful enough to crush most civilizations. 50 heavy cruisers, 2 carriers, and a swarm of drones. Their mission was simple: enter human territory, scan their defenses, force them to reveal their strength. If humans were truly dangerous, they would respond. If not, the Dominion would prepare for war. Commander Varric watched the launch from his balcony, worry twisting in his chest. He knew Droken wasn't just risking his fleet. He was risking the galaxy. "Humans do not react like other species," Varric whispered. "They only fight when someone forces them." And Droken was about to force them. The test fleet crossed into the outer edges of human space. Everything seemed calm. Too calm. The stars were quiet. No weapons. No ships. No signals. Droken laughed. "See? Nothing. Humans hide because they fear us." But then the lights dimmed. One by one, Droken's ships reported system failures. Shields flickering, scanners shutting down, navigation going blind. And then they saw it, a massive shape emerging from the darkness behind them. Smooth metal hull. No visible engines. No sound. Just a silent, terrifying presence. A.R. Kell's void ship. The same one that erased his fleet. Droken froze as a single message appeared on every screen in the fleet. Final warning. Droken stared at the message glowing on every screen. Final warning. He tried to laugh, but no sound came out. The ship around him felt colder, quieter, heavier. His officers were frozen, hands still hovering over controls that no longer worked. "Regain shields!" Droken shouted. Nothing responded. Scan the object. No answer. It was as if the entire fleet had been swallowed by a force they couldn't see, something controlling every system with perfect precision. Outside, the void ship drifted closer. It made no noise. No engine roar. No weapon glow. It moved like a shadow sliding across water, silent, smooth, unstoppable. The Dominion fleet opened fire automatically. Not by command, by panic. Hundreds of bright plasma shots blasted into the darkness. Every shot vanished before impact. Varix was watching the live feed from the council chamber across the galaxy. His breath caught. That's impossible, he whispered. A.R. Kell closed his eyes. That is humanity's technology. Droken slammed the controls. Send drones. Launch all fighters. But the fighters didn't move. Instead, something horrifying happened. The human ship released a soft blue wave of energy, silent, almost gentle. It passed through every ship like a breeze. And instantly, all Dominion weapons went offline. Every turret collapsed inward, as if crushed by invisible pressure. Fighter hulls folded like paper. The entire fleet went dark. No lights, no signals, no hope. Droken's voice broke. What kind of weapon is this? A.R. Kell answered from far away, watching the feed. It is not a weapon. It is a limit. A line humans do not let you cross. The Void ship finally transmitted one more message. Leave this sector. No second warning. Then, without firing a single shot, it disappeared back into the darkness. The fleet was left floating helplessly. Humanity had revealed only a fraction of its power, and it was enough to silence an entire empire. News of the Dominion's defeat spread before their damaged ships even returned home. 50 cruisers, 2 carriers, hundreds of drones, disabled without a single shot fired. Entire weapon systems folded like they were made of glass. Whole battle groups left powerless in seconds. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. In the council chamber, fear was no longer whispered. It was spoken openly. Leaders who once mocked humanity now kept their voices low, as if the humans could hear every word. A.R. Kell stood before them again. This time, the hall was silent, not from pride, but from understanding. You see now, he said softly, humans are not conquerors. They do not seek war, but they will not tolerate threats. Their power is not in their ships, but in their will. Varix nodded slowly. If they wanted to expand, they could have taken half the galaxy already. He looked around the room. But they haven't. They only warn and wait. A hologram flickered above them, an image captured from the disabled Dominion fleet. The Void ship drifting in darkness, calm and silent. It had no name, no markings, just a presence. A presence strong enough to bend empires. The council voted. Unanimously, human territory would be declared a no-conflict zone. No invasions, no spying fleets, no intimidation. The galaxy would approach them with caution and respect. But even as the official decision went out, something else happened. Something quieter, something deeper. Across dozens of worlds, ordinary beings felt a strange comfort. For the first time, they believed that maybe, somewhere in the darkness, there existed a species strong enough to stand against true evil. Strong enough to protect, not destroy. A species that fought only when the universe forced them. A species called humans. A.R. Kell watched the council dissolving and whispered to himself. They avoided war not because they were weak, but because they were already too strong. And far away, in the darkness of space, the Void ship drifted silently, watching, waiting, guarding a frontier no empire dared to cross. Never strike the humans, or your empire will burn.